Hi, we're gonna learn the B blue minor scale CAGED system. Before we get into the CAGED system, uh, if you not sure and not going through each individual pattern number 1 to 5 in detail, I think you're gonna have a hard time to understand the CAGED system. And I do have video for number 1 to number 5 for you to review. Okay, let's learn how the 5 pattern connect. Okay, let's play pattern number 1. Let's play pattern number 2. Let's play pattern number 3. And make it go faster. Let's play pattern number 4. And let's play pattern number 5. Let display fingering. Let display interval, scale degree. Let display forward the 5 pattern. Make it really I'm gonna let it play in reverse. It's awesome to train my ear on the 5 pattern, you know. Listen to it for about 10 minutes. I do this to other scale. Alright. Pattern number 1 and number 2, they share the common notes. Look at pattern number 1 on fret 3, 4, 2nd, 3rd and 4th fret. These notes are carried over to create pattern number 3. I mean number 2. Okay, so pattern number 1, 2nd, 3rd and 4th fret, all these notes are identical when it transfer to number 2. They share common note. The most important note they share is the root, the B on 5th string, 2nd fret of pattern number 1 and number 2. Starting pattern number 2 start with the F sharp on 6th string, 2nd fret. We walk up the scale, we see the root on 2nd fret, 5th string. We walk up the scale, we see another root on 3rd string, 4th fret. And we finish the pattern with the A on 1st string, 5th fret. Okay. Pattern number 2 is neighbor is pattern number 1 and pattern number 3. pattern number 2 and pattern number 3, they share common notes. Note on 4th, 5th, and 6th fret of pattern number 2, they are carried over to create pattern number 3. They are identical. The most important note to carry from pattern number 2 to pattern number 3 is the root on 3rd string 4th fret. Start playing pattern number 3 on the A, 6th string 5th fret. We walk up the scale, we see the first root, the B on 7th fret, 6th string. Continue walk up the scale, you see another root on 4th fret, 3rd string. Continue to walk up the scale until you see another root on 7th fret, 1st string. That's how you connect 2 and 3. Okay, pattern number 3, its neighbor is pattern number 2 and pattern number 4. Pattern number 3 and pattern number 4, they share some common notes. These notes are on fret 7 of pattern number 3 and 4, and the F on 8th fret, 5th string, also carry over number 4. You see, so fret number 7 and 8 of pattern number 3 and number 4, they are identical. Pattern number 4 start with the B on 6th string 7 note, that's the root. We walk up the scale, you see another root, the B on 4th string 9th fret. Continue walk up the scale, you see another root on 1st string 7th fret, and finish the pattern with the D on 10th fret 1st string. Pattern number 4 have a neighbor is pattern number 3 and pattern number 5. Pattern number 4 and number 5, they share some common notes. This note locate on 9th fret and 10th fret of pattern number 4. This note carry over to create pattern number 5. See, they look identical. The most important note to carry from number 4 to make number 5 is the B on 4th string 9th fret. Pattern number 5 start with the D on 6th string 10th fret. We walk up the scale, you see the root on 4th string 9th fret. Continue walk up the scale, you see another root on 2nd string 12th fret. And we finish the pattern on the F 1st string 13th fret. So the most important thing to pay attention is the root. What string it on, what finger to use. Let's turn it on finger to see. So part number 1, the root on 2nd string 5th fret, it uses the middle finger to play the root. That root will be transferred to make part number 2, but the fingering is changed. We use the index to play it, this on 2, and then use a ring to play the root on 3rd string 4th fret. The root on 3rd string 4th fret of part number 2, that's the most important note to carry over to make part number 3. as you can see, the fingering is changing to the index now on pattern number 3 to play the root on 3rd string 4th fret, and it use the pinky to play the root on 1st string 7th fret and 6th strings 7th fret. The root on 1st string 7th fret and 6th string 7th fret of part number 3 carry over to make part number 4. That's the most important to note. On number 4 you use the index to play the root on 6th string 7th fret and 1st string 7th fret, and you use the ring finger to play the root on 4th string 9th fret for pattern number 4. The root on 4th string 9th fret of number 3 carry over to create number 5. On number 5 it use the index to play that roots, also the pinky to play the root on 12th fret 2nd string of pattern number 5. Study it and make sure you understand it. Experiment, play it. Play a few notes from pattern number 1 and slide over to play number 2 a few notes, and then slide over number 3 to play a few notes, and then slide over number 4 to play a few notes, and slide over number 5 to play a few notes. At first you play, experiment, skip some note, put sustain, hammer on, hammer off, sustain, vibrate, put your feeling into them, trying to create some lick. I hope this will help you. It takes time to study, get it into your mind, understand it. Then from there you train your finger on the daily basis. It's very important the mind to understand it, because your mind teaching your finger how to move and how to play, not your finger teaching your mind. This is a different view with the 6th string or the low E on top and the high E of 1st string at the bottom. The top fretboard is the referencing fretboard. It displays note or interval or degree. Put back to note. On the top text is the scale step. The bottom fretboard is for fingering fretboard. Let's play pattern number 1. Let us play pattern number 2. Turn the note on. Let us play pattern number 3. Here's the case system. Okay, let it play. Display scale degree, scale interval, note, and fingering. Put it back to note. Let's put it up real high and train our ear. And put it on fingering. See the root on pattern number 1, 5th string 2nd fret. Use the middle finger. That's the most important note to transfer to pattern number 2. Now you see on pattern number 2 it changed to index finger to play that root. The root on 3rd string 4th fret on pattern number 2, that root carry over on number 3, and it gives the index finger on pattern number 3, but it used the ring finger on pattern number 2. Pattern number 3, the root on 6th string 7th fret and 1st string 7th fret, they carry over on number 4, pattern number 4, but they use index instead of the pinky. Pattern number 4, the root on 4th string 9th fret, it carry over to on pattern number 5. It uses the index on pattern number 5 to play that note, that root. Instead of pattern number 4, it uses a ring finger. I hope this helped you. See you in next